Hey y'all, this is Tonetta from Tonetta Clay's channel, and I'm here with day 5 of my trip to Vegas. And this is actually my last day in Vegas. And of course, I was I guess didn't want to go home and wasn't too happy about going home, that kind of thing. But I knew I had to go back home to St. Louis. But like I said, my day number 5 in Vegas, we had a blast, you all. Places that I don't think my friend Sharitha had never been to these places either, actually. So that was awesome. To hear her and her family had been before, but me and Sharitha just had not been. So the first place we actually went to was Ethel M Chocolate Factory and Cactus Garden. It was in Henderson, Las Vegas. It was maybe like 20 miles like from where we all were in Las Vegas. Like I said, that was just awesome. Ethel M, it was an interesting story. I forgot the entire story, but I know that Ethel M is the mother of the Mars family, the Mars candy bar family. And Ethel M created like her own line of chocolates, her own special chocolates, that kind of thing. I guess for her store, of course. I mean, for her own brand. So like I said, she was the mother of the Mars family, and she wanted to create her own specialty brand and that kind of thing, and that's what she did. And like I said, we did go to the Ethel M Chocolate Factory and the Cactus Garden. And well, of course, walking inside, because I posted just to let you all know, there's video of this big giant white chocolate and dark chocolate fountain as soon as you go into like the actual place, actually, y'all. And then there's, of course, I did post more, I think like a few more videos. A few more photos, that kind of thing, of like the process of them making the chocolate. They have like different stations that you can, of course, walk down this entirely glass factory to, of course, see inside, see what's going on, and see what's made at certain stations. Like I said, that was just awesome. And so, of course, walking through, they had the story of Ethel M posted behind like one like as soon as you come in the door, behind the chocolate fountain, they had like a wall. They had the story of Ethel M and that kind of thing on it. That was awesome as well. And like I said, just walking through, it was just awesome. You smell the good. Of course, the chocolate smells awesome. Just of course going through. But once you get to like the back of the store, there was like, of course, T-shirts that you can buy. There was, of course, chocolates that you can sample. You can sample a lot of stuff in the store. The only things that you couldn't really sample was like the chocolate covered strawberries, the cupcakes. I guess like the big items. I guess I'd say they like the chocolate covered pretzels and things like that. But they did have everything for sale. But like I said, as far as like those small truffles or pieces of like the toffee chocolates and that kind of thing, you can sample all those. And I think I sampled about 4 or 5 things, y'all. It was just awesome. I had never tasted. It doesn't taste like Mars to me at all. It is a specialty chocolate. You can definitely tell just by, of course, tasting all the things that we tasted, and doesn't even compare to Hershey's actually. Like I said, it actually tastes better than Hershey's to me actually. And I saw the lady making the caramel. They had a caramel apple that was covered in like milk chocolate and then white chocolate, and pecans as well. I had to get one of them apples, y'all. Of course, it's gone today, but of course I ate it like maybe like 2 days later. So of course it was so big and that kind of thing, and it was just so good, y'all. Like I said, just seeing that factory and seeing the beauty of the store and like all the merchandise that she had for sale, like the clothing and like the household items, and like I said, of course, the chocolates and that kind of thing. They had sample packs that you can buy. They had all kind of things that you can get from the store. And up in the front, they also had I guess a tasting room. And I'm assuming for like different events and for different people who may have who may have wanted like different chocolates at their weddings or their events and that kind of thing. They had like an entire tasting room, you all. We couldn't go in there because, of course, we didn't pay for the tasting room. But like I said, that was just awesome to see. And, of course, like I said, they had of course, going through this factory and going to the Cactus Garden, all of it was free for you to go through, sample. It was all free unless you want to buy one of the products or buy some of the merchandise. Like I said, it was a free place to enjoy while you were there in Vegas. Even though it was in Henderson, it was maybe like I said, 20 miles from the city, well, from the strip, maybe like 25 miles from the strip. And like I said, the cactus garden that they had, I love cactuses. And Tahira, the friend of mine, she said that she was going to make sure that I went to see some big old giant tall cactuses and that kind of thing. And when I say, like I said, I love cactus. Y'all, I've always loved cactuses. Even though I may have killed a few back in the day, I still love cactuses. And of course, going to this whole entire cactus garden, it was like a big old cactus park, y'all. They had, 50 million different kinds of cactuses. They had the tall ones that was like twice my height, well, actually about 3 times my height, that kind of thing. So I did take pictures in front of those, or as close as I can get to those, because they wouldn't allow you to step on like the actual grounds where the cactuses were growing and that kind of thing. But I was able to do a video about that, and it's actually on YouTube on here. I think it's about 8 minutes or less. So definitely do check that out. And once I get a chance later on today, I will go ahead and post that link to that video in the comment section as well. But like I said, that was a beautiful garden. I actually walked through telling you about the different cactuses that were out there, the different plants that were growing. They even had aloe and that kind of thing as well, you all. So I took you around the entire garden. And they also had like different like paths and walkways that you went on. I mean, of course, they're all like Sweet Lane and Candy Lane and stuff like that. So they had like cute like little sweet candy names to, of course, signify which path you were on and that kind of thing as well. So like I said, that was awesome, you all. That was just an awesome place and something free for you to do while you're there in Vegas as well. If you wanted to get away from the Strip and get away from all the noise and the excitement, it was very, very calm and peaceful there. Of course, there was like a tour bus that was coming when we were kind of leaving, that kind of thing. So it was a lot of people coming in, that kind of thing as well, which is fine. So, of course, like I said, it's away from the Strip and a chance for you to, of course, come back down from all that excitement, that kind of thing, and just enjoy the day as something that was, of course, a free event activity that you can do there in Las Vegas. Then next, let me see. We went back to my friend's house because Sharitha, she had to go to work that afternoon. So we spent maybe like about 2 hours at the chocolate factory and the cactus garden. And like I said, we had to head back to their home so she can, of course, drop us off, go back, I guess, go ahead and get to work and that kind of thing. And of course, since that was my last day in Vegas, I was just like, oh my God. So of course I had to give her a hug, send her on her way and that kind of thing. And just let her know, of course, I'll be in touch with her as far as whether I'm actually going to be moving to Las Vegas or not, because I haven't made that decision yet. So like I said, I will be, of course, I have been in touch with her since I've been back home and that kind of thing as well. But like I said, it was just I guess a sorrow, sweet goodbye. Because like I said, I had so much fun over these last 4 to 5 days. I just did not want to go home. But I know I had to go home because I had my flight already booked and that kind of thing. And so like I said, once I saw her off to work and Tahira, me and her and her kids, we jumped in the car. And I wanted to try like someone like it was In-N-Out Burger that we actually went to because I had never had it before. So she told me to try the double, I think is what it's called. And I got fries and we actually went, we were going to try to go to like the we were going to try to go to like the botanical garden that was there. But that was at least 20 minutes from where we actually were. So we wouldn't actually had enough time for me to go there, get back, then get the rental car back and then get my flight. So we just had to go to like a local park. And it was a beautiful park actually, y'all. I don't know what the name of the park was at all, but they had a beautiful playground. They had, of course, it was grass there because I assume when you go to Vegas, you won't see any grass. All you would see is like sand or dirt or something like that. But it was actually grass there, of course. It was a beautiful park. Beautiful, clean park. I haven't seen a park that beautiful and clean since I don't know when. I couldn't even tell you, actually. We have some parks here, a few of them that are beautiful and clean, and I guess that I've seen. I'm sure there are more, but like I said, that was just a beautiful and clean park that I had the joy of eating my In-N-Out Burger at and that kind of thing, and just enjoying the scenery, enjoying the day. And actually, day 5 was like one of the warmest days while I was there. It was like 80 or 82 degrees, that kind of thing. I mean, it wasn't like too hot to sit outside, but like I said, the other days were like 70 and kind of cool and that kind of thing. But this was the warmer of the days. Like I said, just going to that park, it was just awesome. And before I left, of course, I was letting Tahira know I wanted to do something special for my friend who I was staying with, Sharitha, while I was there and that kind of thing. So she took me to the Walmart and Dollar Tree, and I got like some like household knickknacks and that kind of thing, and a gift card for Sharitha and her family. And of course, left it as a gift on her, like in her bedroom, on her bed, that kind of thing, just to tell her thank you. And of course, with the card and that kind of thing as well. So of course, I want to just tell her thank you and tell them all thank you for, of course, allowing me to, of course, stay with them. That they didn't know me, like I said, from Adam. I didn't even know, I knew Sharitha as far as talking to her online through my cell phone only. I had never met her before. Actually, none of them. I had never met none of them when I went down to Las Vegas, or before I went down to Las Vegas. I was, of course, going down, meeting them all for the first time, and, of course, staying with Sharitha and her household. And, of course, like I said, I want to thank her and her family for, of course, letting me stay there for these 4 or 5 days. And letting me, of course, cook in their kitchen, make the kids food and all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that, actually. So, and the little dog, Maxie, of course, would run around and come see what I was doing. He was so cute. He was like, I guess he was a Chihuahua. He was real small. So, but he was, of course, awesome as well. Of course, barked at me when I first came, that kind of thing. But he got used to me as I was there. So that was awesome. But like I said, I want to do something something special for her because she didn't want any money for me staying there at all. I did offer, so like I said, since that was the case, I just went and got some things and left a gift card and that kind of thing for her as definitely a thank you and for just letting me stay in her household and inviting me down and giving me this opportunity. Like I said, I never thought I would even have this kind of opportunity thanks to her. Like I said, that video that I did, that was last month or month and a half ago, about me, of course, me and my partner breaking up, that kind of thing, and then having to, of course, being told by my apartment manager, and like that next week that I have to move after having been there for like over 10 years, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, so all this all just coming at once, and I'm just like, okay, now what I'm gonna do? So like I said, I know I have to move by the end of the year, so I have to decide whether I want to stay here in St. Louis or if I'm actually going to go ahead and try to go ahead and move to Las Vegas. Like I said, that's something that I actually have to think about. And I know my goddaughter's sitting right here, so she's hearing the whole conversation as well. But like I said, that's something that I definitely have to think about. I mean, as far as what I'm going to do with this next chapter of my life. And like I said, I just want to thank Sharitha from the bottom of my heart for, of course, letting me stay with her for those days and bringing me into her household and, of course, adjusting her household for me to be there. Because, of course, anybody that's coming to your household will take a little bit of adjustment, especially with the kiddos that was there. And, of course, I mean, they're all nice and everybody was actually awesome. Her son was kind of quiet, of course, because I know some boys are kind of quiet, I guess, when they're like around like a lot of ladies like that and can't relate and that kind of thing. So that's understandable because I see that all the time, actually. So, which that's normal for him. I guess I can say that. So, but he, of course, still talked to me. I talked to him and he helped me find like stuff in the kitchen because I couldn't figure out like where like different things were or in the house, that kind of thing, period. And like I said, when I first got there, he, of course, took all my bags upstairs and was just a perfect gentleman. I guess I can say that. And I can tell that she, of course, is a very, very good parent as far as how she's raising her children in her household and taking care of her household and those kind of things as well. So like I said, I definitely want to thank you, Sharitha, for having me spend this time with you while I was down there. And, of course, to Mike and Tahira, I didn't stay at their house, but, of course, I met them for the first time. Of course, like I said, I talked to them through this phone going to I guess before I even got to Las Vegas. And that was one of the first stops that I made after I got to Sharitha's house. Went over to Mike's house, met him and his wife, gave him all hugs, and we all talked for hours until like that night, actually. So, I'm on video, bud.
May I get some water?
Go ahead, bud. That's fine. But like I said, as far as meeting them for the first time and actually, of course, being able to hug them and see their kids and see the family and all, I guess, like the dogs and everything. That, like I said, that was just awesome. They invited me in as well, like another sister or a family, or it wasn't any kind of, to me, funny acting, anything going on, or but actually with anybody, I guess I can say that. I was welcomed by everybody, even Trenton. I met him that same night I got there as well, day one. He came over to Mike's house and we, of course, chopped it up, talked. Saw him again Memorial Day. I think I saw him almost probably like several days out of like the time that I was there. Like I say, he was very inviting to talk to. We didn't have any, like I say, any issues at all. We, of course, were trying to schedule some time where we can all go out and hang out and that kind of thing. He and I didn't get a chance to hang out, but that's fine. As far as like going like to the strip or enjoying the town, that kind of thing. But like I said, that's fine. I'm sure the next trip I shall, if I move there, we shall, I guess, do that. I'm pretty sure. But like I said, as far as going to Vegas, like I said, I didn't want to leave. I was like, oh my goodness, by the time we got back from, I guess, of course, like the park and Walmart, I went and dropped the items off. And then, of course, I went straight to the airport. Straight to the car rental place. Well, the gas station to fill the car to get to the car rental place. And let me tell y'all something, y'all. I was so frustrated and so upset. I got to the gas station trying to use my debit card to go ahead and get the gas for the rental car so I can take it back. It was like around the corner. And my car kept being declined. So I went inside and it was declined again. I was so mad, y'all. I didn't know what to do. I was so frustrated, upset. I'm like, what the hell is going on with my card? So I called Tahira. And she, of course, walked me through. Just call your bank, find out what's going on. Because they may have put fraud on your account because you're spending. Like I told her, I just went to Walmart and bought all these things in Dollar Tree. And they didn't put any fraud on that. So what's the deal? But she said, of course, just call the bank, call the number on like the back of my card, which I had never had to go through this before. So, of course, I did that. My phone was, of course, dying, y'all. It was like beeping. And I was like, oh, my God, I was just so frustrated, y'all. Seriously. My phone, for some reason, had a hard time charging while I was down in Las Vegas. I'm not sure why, what it was, but it would not hold a charge for some reason down there. I'm not sure. But like I said, my phone was dying. I was trying to talk to the people on the phone as far as my debit card, and come to find out it was a fraud alert on my card. So, of course, he gave me another number to call, and I'm like, what is going on? And luckily, I just reached the folks that they were actually about to shut down their office. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, I'm telling the man that it was me, and he was letting me know that it is a fraud hold on my account because I was down and like spending like we had stopped in Arizona at like the gas station. I bought snack like nuts and water and that kind of thing, and then we went to Utah and I bought like the little snacks that was down there as well. And he was just letting me know with all the Las Vegas travel and all the shopping and doing all this stuff that I had my car was like a fraud alert because there was so many places in a short time span that they had no idea in several states actually, and they didn't know what was going on. So of course I'm giving the man like it's like all my purchase. Well, he asked me like what I purchased that day and what I had been doing and that kind of thing. So I had to run down everything that I was doing. And of course he at the end of the call let me know that it sound of course it sounded like I was making all those transactions because I knew exactly where I had went, what I had spent, all that kind of thing. And I was, of course, had the receipts right there. So, of course, he turned my car back on for me. So, of course, I'm rushing back to the gas station to go ahead and fill this car up and getting it back to the dollar car rental. And my flight was leaving at 8:35, y'all. This was almost 7 o'clock. I supposed to have got the car back at 6:30. It was just crazy. With that whole situation, of course, I learned that whenever the next time that I go on any kind of vacation, any kind of trip, I need to contact my bank and to let them know. I have been on trips. I've been down to the islands. I've bought stuff. I've spent stuff. I have never had this issue before. But they let me know since it was so many transactions within like I think it was 3 days in like 3 different states that like I said, it caused a red flag for them at the bank. So they had to put my card on hold and produce like a fraud alert. So like I said, next time I know that whenever I go on any kind of trip, I don't care if it's to Kansas City, y'all, 4 hours away, I'm still going to let them know that I'm traveling, going to so-and-so, and I'll be back on whatever date. Like I said, that taught me a valuable lesson. I had no idea I had to do anything like that until day 5, until I was leaving to go back home to St. Louis. Like I said, I had no idea, but now I know. So anybody that did not know this, like I did before you travel and stuff like that, just remember that wherever you're traveling to alert your bank or alert your credit card company to let them know what's going on. Where you're going, where you're headed, how many days you're going to be gone, all those kind of things. Like I said, definitely make sure that you let them know because you don't want to get anywhere stuck. Luckily, I was able to, of course, call the credit card, my debit card, the bank number, and to, of course, talk to them, let them know it was me making those transactions, and they were able to cut it back on. But, of course, if you're overseas, that kind of thing, there's big old time gaps, and you may not be able to do that. So just make sure that you keep in mind that you do have to alert the credit card company, debit card company, whatever your financial institution that you'll be using, unless you're just carrying cash or traveler's checks or that kind of thing, that you'll be traveling. Like I said, you don't want to have this kind of situation that I had, and I was all frustrated and upset about the crowd. I was just like, oh my God, now I can't get the car back on time. I can't get the gas because I didn't sign the gas waiver, I guess, for them to fill it back up. When I brought it back in, because I was supposed to do it. If not, they're going to charge me, I think, $100 or so. I'm like, I can't spend all this money for like 10 gallons of gas. So like I said, I had to make sure that I get this taken care of. And thank you to Hera for, of course, I know I was probably yelling and all upset. Of course, she was trying to calm me down just to let me, of course, have me think about what to do next, that kind of thing, which that really, really helped. Because I was just flying off the handle and all upset because I just thought everything was just going to go haywire. I was going to miss my flight and all this kind of stuff. But I made it on time, y'all. I made it on time to the airport, got the car back. It wasn't even a line to even check in the airport, y'all. I walked on in, got my ticket, walked on through like, what is it called? I guess like the security and that kind of thing, and walked on to like the gate I was at. And actually, the gate I was at was right after the security check, actually. So I didn't have to even go anywhere. So that was awesome. Like I said, that taught me a valuable lesson to make sure that I'm alerting my financial institutions anytime I'm going on a vacation to anywhere. I guess I'd say that. So with all that, like I said, this was my day 5. I really did not want to go home. I was trying out my best not to cry, and I'm sure I shed a tear on the way to the airport. I'm pretty sure that. I was just like, oh my God, now I have to go home. I had so much fun in Las Vegas, y'all. I have never been to a place like that was just laugh all day long and that there was always something to do. Like I said, here in St. Louis, we have places to go to, but our city isn't that big as Las Vegas, of course. We only have about maybe 250,000 people in the city, county, and St. Charles area, or like the surrounding area, I guess you can say. It's not really like a big, giant city. Las Vegas, of course, has several million people. And, of course, they get tourists coming through every day, that kind of thing. And like I said, we don't have that kind of stuff here. We don't have the kind of stuff here in St. Louis where it's like a Fremont Street or the strip where everything is open all night, that kind of thing. We don't have those kind of experiences here. Most of our stores are closed during the day. Well, except for like Walmart, that's 20. Well, most Walmarts, because we do have some Walmarts that close at midnight here still. And of course, like I said, the other ones are 24 hours. It's not all of them, but like I said, it is some of them. But like I said, as far as just experiencing somewhere different, experiencing all the sites that I went to. Like I said, from my day one, we went to Fremont Street, then the Strip, and then the mountains, and down to Utah to see all this natural scenery, and then to the chocolate factory, Cactus Garden. Like I said, it was just a sight to see. I had never enjoyed myself as much as I enjoyed myself on this trip. And of course, I didn't see all the entire Las Vegas or that kind of thing or the surrounding area at all. There was a lot more, I'm pretty sure, because I saw all the books and I saw all the information online as far as what to do there. It's a lot of stuff just besides going to the strip, because I don't gamble or anything like that at all. So, I mean, gamble or drink or do drugs or anything like that. So that's just not my scene. I did see like the inside of like a few casinos, and I think it's about 4 or 5 we had walked through to get to like different like little attractions and stuff like that. But I didn't even play any games. Maybe the next time I go, I'll play like $1 or something. Other than that, I don't really gamble. I get upset if I lose my money. So I'm just like, I can't do that. So I can't lose my money like that. But like I said, as far as just going to Las Vegas, I noticed that, of course, here in St. Louis, well, there in Las Vegas, I start with Las Vegas. It was a very, very clean city from what I saw. Of course, like when you get down to like the like some parts. Well, actually, the strip was pretty clean too. If I think about it, but it was like a part right outside the strip that looked like a projects or like a rundown areas, like maybe like a within like a mile of the strip. Actually, it was like these rundown apartments, and that was kind of trashy. But other than that, like I said, all the places that we actually drove to were nice looking places. It wasn't like it was trash all around the place or trash on the side of the road or the highways. It was a fairly clean city. And like I said, it actually reminded me of Dallas. And I went down to Dallas, Texas for the first time. Very, very clean, very, very nice buildings, very, very nice homes, very nice, immaculate area. Like I said, that's how Las Vegas reminded me of. A very nice area. Like I said, I didn't feel unsafe or stopping at the gas stations like I did those 2 nights. I was fine. Now here at home in St. Louis, I probably would not do that. I can tell you that, unless I have to get gas somewhere or I'm running out of gas or that kind of thing. Other than that, I'm going straight home. Because like I said, I've had all kind of things happen here in St. Louis at gas stations, even during the day, actually, not just at night. But maybe I know it's not my luck, I guess I'd say that, but I know it's a lot of things that, of course, go on here, I guess, in St. Louis that I didn't even look at the news while I was down in Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure they have crime just like anybody else. I don't look at the news here in St. Louis either because of all for years, maybe about 10, most of my life, it seems like, 10, 15, 20 years, St. Louis has been the #1 murder capital of the world, well, of the USA, I guess I can say that, for many years running. If we weren't #1, we were like #2 or #3 at the most, I guess I can say that. But like I said, we don't even have that many people here, y'all. It ain't really like a few 100,000 people here. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? But it's just so crime-ridden, it seems to me. And it's always been that way. I know we do have, of course, nicer areas, like more affluent areas, that kind of thing. But I've always stayed in the city of St. Louis my whole life. I've never stayed in the county unless I went to like have like overnight, like in an aunt's house or grandmother's house, that kind of thing. Other than that, I've always been a city dweller here in St. Louis. And I've stayed nowhere else but South St. Louis City, actually. There was a few times that I had to stay over at my grandmother's house, over at the west or north. I don't know, it was like in between like the west and the north side. But like I said, most of the areas that I've seen here usually has trash on the side of the road. It's not as clean and upkept as Las Vegas or Dallas was, I guess I can say. But like I said, I just love the scenery in Las Vegas. Like I said, I really did not want to go. I know I did shed some tears. I really didn't want to go. I was just like, oh my God, I loved it here. Now I have to go home. Like I said, I just felt at home there, to be honest. I mean, it just felt like I know it was a totally different place. But it really feels like it's a place where I can, of course, start over and do something different. I guess I can say that. With all the people there, the travel, the tourism, the events that they have. We don't have those. We do have travel and tourism here in St. Louis, but it's not as much, of course, as they have in Vegas. There's, I'm sure, millions of travelers coming in just about every week, I'm sure, in Las Vegas to enjoy the week, enjoy the days, that kind of thing. And there was always some kind of like conference or event going on at the conference centers, and just all kind of stuff was going on. Like I said, we don't have all those kind of like neat kind of events here. Of course, we do have conferences in St. Louis, that kind of thing, but it's not usually every single day we have stuff like that going on, or at least that I don't know about. I guess I can say that, but looking at like our events pages and calendars and Eventbrites and all that kind of stuff, we don't have all that kind of happening stuff going on here like that. Like I said, I definitely do miss that. That was just awesome. And like I said, I just really enjoyed my trip. And I really enjoyed all the awesome people that I got a chance to finally meet, to of course hug on, that kind of thing, and to finally say, oh my God, I can meet you all now, instead of just talking through the cell phone, that kind of thing. Like I said, that was just awesome for me to do. I mean, I, of course, will never forget this trip, and of course, I'll let you all know. Of course, my decisions as far as me actually moving, that kind of thing. You probably won't know first. Of course, I'll do a video about it a little bit later, that kind of thing, once I do make my mind up and talk to the folks involved and that kind of thing, and let my family know and all those kind of things as well. Like I said, I just miss being there. It was just awesome to me. I guess that I'll just end with that, I guess. But like I said, I did. Actually, once I got back, well, my flight left Las Vegas at 8:35 that night, and I didn't get back home to St. Louis because like the 2-hour time change until like 1:30 in the morning. So got here, got picked up, all that kind of stuff, and went straight home. And of course, I didn't even get to bed till I got home by 2:30. I didn't get to bed till about 4:30 that morning, because I was, of course, unpacking my stuff and looking at all the stuff, I guess, like little trinkets that I had found, like at the mountains and all that kind of stuff, like my little brochures from like the chocolate factory and from the national park, because I had got like little books and brochures about that and different things that I had saw just for memories and for keepsakes. So like I said, that was just awesome. And I, of course, had to rest up. Luckily, I was off until like that Monday, so I had several days to, of course, rest up, to relax. I didn't even go anywhere except for to the store one time. I stayed in the house just resting and looking at TV and just relaxing and that kind of thing, and just reminiscing about my trip and trying to post all my pictures, of course, as I had over almost 200 pictures in my phone. And like I said, if you all want to see all those pictures, don't forget, I'm Tonetta Clay on all social media. And majority of the places where I posted those pictures were Facebook and Instagram. So definitely go check that out. So like I said, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off this video. I just want to thank you all for listening to my day 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this day 5. Me heading back sadly going back home to St. Louis. Because I know anytime I go on vacation, I just always want to stay wherever I'm at. So like I said, I do want to thank you all for listening to my entire journey, my entire experience while I've been in Las Vegas. And like I said, thank you all. And definitely for those who, of course, have not been to Las Vegas for your first time, I definitely encourage you to watch these videos and try to look at some of the stuff that you can do and can enjoy while you're there. And I'll, of course, at some point do a separate video about my first timers visiting to Vegas, and about the first time visitors to like a national park, just like the park we went to yesterday at Zion. Like I said, I will do a video about that as well, just like some tips and that kind of thing. So definitely be looking out for that. And with that, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I want to thank you all. And now I'm, of course, back at home. Of course, thinking about Las Vegas. I want to go back and all that kind of thing. So I just miss it because, like I said, it was just fun and just exciting and stuff I had never done before. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and, again, get my butt off here. And everybody have a great rest of their day.
Please
thank
subscribe.
you. Bye-bye. Oh, and also, my daughter, thank you, goddaughter. She's sitting right here listening to my videos.
Can I say it?
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead, but she wants. Don't turn. Just come on over here. Yeah. She wants to tell you all something too that I forgot to say.
Please subscribe, everyone, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys on my godmother's next video. Love you, everybody.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Have a good day, everybody. If I can.